What's good, gang? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? I hope you good, guys. I hope you all good. I hope you all good. It's me, your boy, Fanlake Mamba. So today we're gonna be talking about what? We're gonna be talking about the best trading strategy that you can ever find, which is patterns. One of the best strategies that I found to be working in the market up to this day. This patterns they still work out and play out super nicely, even with the market so volatile. But this strategy still working best. So we're gonna be talking about patterns, which I do believe you guys know already. If not necessarily know, but you have an understanding of what is a trading pattern. So we're gonna be mentioning just a rising wedge and a rising or falling channel. So we have the falling channel, the rising channel. I mean, so this is our channel. So we have a channel here, guys. So with the channel, price is just playing inside what, inside these areas before continually pushing to the downside. So this is what we call a rising what, a rising channel. So the rising channel is, the thing is, the side, the upside, which is our diagonal resistance, is the same as what, as our diagonal support. But with a rising wedge, as price close to the upside, pushes to the upside, we start to see price becoming smaller and smaller here in time, kind of like closing the gap. As you can see that we have so much big gap here, but when price is pushing to the upside, it eventually closes the gap, and then eventually what happens is that prices busts to the downside. So that's basically the difference between what, between the rising wedge and what, and the rising channel. That's basically the difference. Not so much of a difference, but you can clearly see, guys, that there is a difference between these what, these two patterns that we're going to be talking about today. With as well as the channel, the rising channel, we can still classify it as a continuation pattern, still the same, just that yeah, I think it's still the same. There's no much of a difference with them, because you can just use continuation, and then there's still gonna be like a channel. So guys, here on Euro USD, I'm just gonna be showing you how this pattern play out more often. How can you capitalize on this pattern without having to worry so much about maybe losses and stuff like that. If you are consistently applying these patterns, then you know that long term you're gonna be a profitable trader. So as you can see, guys, we do have our what, our rising, or our I mean falling channel here. As you can see, we do have our nice resistance here from the upside. We do have couple of touches here. Do have a touch, do have a touch, we do have a touch, and merely touched here. And so we're looking for price to kind of like bust to the upside, as you can see. And then what do we have, guys, from our downside? We do have a nice level of support here. We do have a nice level of support here, and you can clearly see, guys, that we do have a nice touch here. We do have a nice touch here, and we do have a third touch here. But I wasn't gonna be looking to trade this third touch. Reason being is we look at the momentum as to how is price approaching the third touch, so we can look for trades. Probably here we can come for a fourth touch before we see price pushing to the upside. So that's basically, this is our falling wedge, and you can see that euro dollar has been in some sort of like a bearish what, order flow. So I'm gonna be helping you guys be able to spot on this what continuation pattern. So there are steep ones and there are just normal ones, which you can just trade on a normal day to day basis. But the one that I like the most is like this one. So you can see that this one is kind of like a horizontal continuation pattern, or continuation channel, as you can see here, kind of like a horizontal, not so steep. As you can see, I love to trade this one once they do what they do, break to the downside, or trading from here at the top, as you can see. And one thing that you can literally notice here, guys, let me just go back. One thing that you can literally notice here, guys, is that we came back for this kind of like resistance, and this was going to be a beautiful trade to the downside, as you can see. Clearly beautiful, but we're not going to be talking about that today. So you can see that, guys, this is the first pattern that we were able to identify and play out pretty beautifully. As you can see, we do have seeing price pushing after that continuation pattern to the downside. And then again, guys, going forward, you can see that we do have this kind of like a steep continuation pattern, as you can see. Um, Here we do have this kind of like a steep continuation pattern. This is our support, and then we do have our upward trend line, which you can see from the third touch. What do we see? We see price pushing to the downside. Probably this is going to be more clear and visible from a smaller time frame from this date touch as to how can you capitalize on this move from smaller time frame. But today's video is not about entries and stuff like that, but it's all about you being able to identify these patterns so that you can maximize what your profits. So you can see guys that we do have the third touch, and then what happened after that, we saw price shooting or bleeding to the downside. As you can see, this is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We do have this pattern as well, but this one is not so clear. We do have this pattern as well, but not so clean and clear. So I wasn't going to be looking to trade this pattern here, as you can see. But what I can see, there's this pattern that I love here as well. There's this pattern. You can see that we do have a nice continuation, rising wedge pattern to the upside. So I really love it so much, so that I'm gonna be looking to execute from this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful continuation rising wedge. As you can see, we do have our support area here, and we do have our resistance area here. Beautiful, beautiful. As guys, I did mention to you about rising and falling wedge, stuff like that, in the beginning of this video. So you can clearly see guys that these patterns, they play out so beautifully and nicely, because you can see guys, after this pattern has happened, what do we see? We see price moving so nicely, and then you see pattern happening, and then you see price moving so nicely. So you can see that, looking from where price is coming from, this is a continuation pattern. Looking from where price is coming from, this is a continuation pattern. And then the last pattern that I'm going to be identifying here, you can see that we do have a nice rising wedge again from these areas here. Beautiful, 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 beautiful pattern. And then you can clearly see guys that price made these touches, and then what happened, we saw price bleeding all the way to the downside. Super, super nice and simple. After price finishes this pattern, and then what happens, we can clearly see that price just start to bleed. So looking going forward from here, we can be now creating another pattern to tap into these areas, and then continue to work, continue to push to the downside. So that's basically what we can also be looking out for on what, on euro dollar. But just going forward a bit guys, so that I can show you that, as much as this is a good strategy, but this is not 100% win strategy guys. As you can see here, we do have a nice what, falling wedge. We do have a nice falling wedge here guys. Beautiful, beautiful. Let me just grab this. We do have a nice beautiful falling wedge at the edge of this what, at the edge of this area here, because you can clearly see guys that we do have a nice level of support here. And then what we see price slowing down, and then we're going to be looking forward for entering longs here. Going to be looking to enter longs here at the third touch, and then we can see that the least that we can target is the 90% rule. So where there's 90% rule is here. This is the least we can target all the way to these areas here. But we can see that this pattern actually did fail here guys, as you can see. So this is me showing you guys that, as much as this is the best strategy that I've seen, but it's not 100% accurate guys. We're gonna be there taking those 1% negative, but you know that when a trade gives you that possibility, like for example looking at this trade here guys, you can see we do have a nice continuation pattern. Look at this position guys. If you are to trade this continuation pattern to the downside, it's gonna give you so much unlimited, like the only the sky is is the limit here. Look at this, you enter this position here, and then you're scaling in from this position here, and then you're scaling in. So there's many possibilities that you can maximize these strategies. Like these patterns, they play out pretty nice. You can see we do have a nice continuation pattern as well from here. You can see beautiful, beautiful continuation pattern, and it played out beautifully, beautiful. Even from the outside guys, you do see that we do have this nice beautiful continuation to the upside. Even though this didn't really come for a third touch, but it did come forward for this level of what, for this level of support here, as you can see. So this was going to be another beautiful trade that we can capitalize on looking forward. So these guys, it plays out almost every time. This pattern, they play out almost every time. So be on the lookout, practice these patterns, and then maximize what, maximize your profit. So make sure guys, as much as this is a high win rate strategy, but make sure that you still stick to what, to proper risk management. I mean, you don't want to be a gambler, but you want to be a trader. So make sure that you still stick to proper risk management, and don't like over trade on and over risk or over leverage on one position, because one trade cannot make or break you. So thank you so much guys for staying and tuning into this YouTube video. Please make sure to subscribe like and share this video with your friends, as well as drop a comment, guys, as to what you think about this kind of YouTube videos that I'm dropping each and every day. And yeah, guys, so your like is gonna be very much appreciated, as YouTube is gonna suggest it to more people, and more people get to see these videos, and we get to empower more people. So thank you so much, guys. It's me, your boy Falake Mamba. I'm out. Let there be peace in the Middle East. Let our brothers and sisters be safe.